Jake. Where do we start, buddy?
Man, I'm sick right now. Just to be honest with you. I mean, all the talk that we heard all off season, and I mean, we brought back like 8 or 9, 11 of the 11 starters back from defense. I thought the defense would have been more physical. It would have been more leadership there and more involved. And they look lost, and soft, as the title says, soft the entire freaking game. Now, the third quarter, they really stepped up and started playing a little bit better. But then the fourth quarter, when we needed more stops, we had a stupid penalty by James Smith who just ruined it, and killed a drive there that would have got us off the field.
Even
And
Jake's
yeah,
dog is upset.
I know. She's making
Everybody
my
is
yeah.
upset.
Yeah. And so, man, it's just infuriating. It's just frustrating right now because, you know, I thought this team defensively had been a lot better, and I thought it might have been the offense who would have struggled early on with Ty making his first start in a hostile environment. Thought we was going to have to lean on the defense, but we can't trust the defense right now at all.
The- First of all, guys, welcome into the show.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. Please get in the live chat. We want to hear from all you. Everything that we see pop up, we're going to put it up on the screen so we can interact with everybody there. Andrew says shaking my head. Clinton Howard, soft on defense and no discipline. I'm disgusted at the moment.
Yeah.
Me too. And
Yeah.
it's disappointing, embarrassing. Those are the two words that come to my mind right now, Jake. And I agree, Clinton. The offensive line was very disappointing as well. I mean, Caden Proctor is the most overrated offensive lineman in the country.
That was pitiful. He got blown up all game. I'm like, what is wrong with you, dude?
And the truth is, another thing, and we were all excited about. Okay, let's just kind of hit the reset button so we don't just jump back and forth between things. Welcome to the show, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I know it's tough. I know everybody wants to vent. That's what we want you to do in the live chat, and we'll be sure to interact with you that way and try to post your comments here on the stream. But I'm Stacey Blackwood. That's Jake Thomas, powered by the Believe Network. We got to do all this part. Make sure you do like, share, and subscribe. We do thank everybody for helping us get to 3,000 subs. We greatly appreciate that. We're rocking towards 5,000, so help us get there as well. We're also free and available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Obviously, Jake, disappointing, disgusted. It's just disappointing, man. I don't on so many levels. And I want to, before we get to the defense, because I do think the defense was obviously the big glaring weakness of this team in this game. I want to talk about the offense because the offense is not free of guilt or blame either. There was plenty of opportunities for this offense in the second half to make plays, and they didn't make it. Ryan Williams, you got to catch the football.
Right.
Josh Cuevas, you got to catch the football.
Mm-hmm.
Ty Simpson, when the throw there, even when you're on the run, you've got to make those throws if you want to win games on the road.
Can't throw it.
Offensive line, you have to be more consistent.
Mm-hmm.
I would say on 50% of the dropbacks, maybe even 60% of the dropbacks, they did just fine on pass protection. But there's just too many missed assignments, too many times you're getting blown up off the line. You cannot have that if you want to win against a powerful opponent on the road. So, look, the offense is not free of blame, but overall, I thought Ty did fairly well for considering it's his first start in a hostile environment. Florida State was attacking from word go. And also, I got to give some blame to Ryan Grubb here, too. After that first drive that we had where, it was 16 plays and took up basically more than half of the first quarter, the running game was practically abandoned after that.
It was.
And I don't understand that. I'm not saying run it every play, but I'm saying we're sitting there running a bunch of play action passes and we hadn't tried to run the ball. Well, who are we trying to fake?
Nobody.
So the offense, there's plenty of blame to give to the offense as well, Jake. But down to the meat and potatoes of it, Jake, the defense, especially in the first half, was atrocious.
Yeah,
they played on their heels.
Yep.
They lacked eye discipline. They acted like they'd never seen this kind of offense before, and Ryan brings it up right here. I'm tired of all the talk from the players. Been hearing it for years, and like a dummy, I bought in. Shame on me. Hey,
Right.
we're in the same boat with you. And Jermaine brings up a great point. We can't stop a veer offense, which is all this is. I ran the veer offense in high school. This
Yep.
is the same thing. It's just in a shotgun formation, and it's pitiful that their inability to stop. And this is not a shot at Gus Malzahn. Gus Malzahn was in his bag. He has Alabama's number for whatever reason. Credit to Gus Malzahn. Credit to Thomas Castellanos, who probably played the best game of his career, both as a passer and a runner. That dude's a good player. He's quick as a cat. I don't want to take anything away from Florida State in this game because they played a heck of a game coming off a 2-10 season to come out and play with their hair on fire and the way they played. Kudos to Mike Norvell and that coaching staff in Tallahassee getting that team ready to play because Alabama was not ready to play, especially on the defensive side of the ball. When you come out and that Gus Malzahn's going to pull out all the stops, but you're on your heels the entire game. The reason the defense played better in the second half, especially in that third quarter, is because they were more aggressive. They
Right.
wasn't playing on their heels, waiting for the offense to do something. They were attacking the offense, and it's very sad and disappointing that, like you mentioned at the beginning, Jake, returning 8 of 11, maybe 9 of 11 starters on this defense, and you look like that.
Right.
Jake, that's coaching because it's not a question of talent.
No. No.
It's not a question of talent. It's coaching.
Yeah, I'm just not sure. Kane Womack's the guy, for this defense. He's got a lot to reflect on, and this whole coaching staff, honestly,
Yeah.
has a lot to prove this year. And for Kalen DeBoer, he's gonna have to figure something out because losing to Florida State is one thing, but on the second year when you have all this talent back, and a lot of national pundits are saying Alabama could have a big year, win 10 games, make a deep run in the playoff, and then you look like that against Florida State. Now, I mentioned that in this new era of college football, you can go 2-10 the year prior, buy a lot of great talent and players that gel with what your identity is going to be, moving forward, and you can be a better team the year after. That is how the transfer portal works and the NIL all works now. But talent wise, they're still far below what Alabama's talent level is. And I thought that talent level, at least in the second half, would have showed up.
They got out coached.
They got out coached the entire game.
Yeah.
The entire game.
And I loved what Alabama did on their first offensive drive. They get the ball. I mean, they're running it straight downhill, sprinkling in some short play action passing game to get Ty comfortable, and then they completely went away from that.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't understand that from Coach Grubb, and it's easy to talk about this in the hindsight after a loss, but we were talking about it in our Discord server the entire game, Jake. And if y'all want to link up on that, just look us up on social media. We'll go back and link a description to our Discord server in the video description here below after we get done going live. But we do want to hear from you guys in the live chat. Give us your thoughts, your opinions. I'm not ready to jump off the DeBoer bandwagon by any stretch because it's a long season. Anything can happen. There's a lot of talent in this room or on that roster to win some games. But I think about the way the defense looked today, Jake. The way that the defense, looked against Vanderbilt last year, the way they looked against Oklahoma last year, which is two similar schemes in what they ran in those games. This is a trend for this Alabama defense now under Coach Womack.
Yeah, it is.
And so what do you think Vandy's going to do?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think Missouri's going to do, that the quarterback they have?
Yeah, Bo Preliba.
What do you think Auburn's going to do with Jackson Arnold, who just lit up Baylor on the ground?
Yeah. They're licking their chops right now.
They are all licking their chops.
Mm-hmm.
And, I know they got La Monroe next week, so, you should win that. Even if you play like you did today, you win that game. But, you're not going to beat – I know it's a different scheme and different set, But the way Alabama played today on the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, they're not beating Wisconsin.
Right. Yep.
They have to be better on the line of scrimmage, and it's very frustrating that it looked like that it did today. Let's get to the
Yeah.
comments real quick. Oh, let's go back. I want to make sure I get everybody here. I think we got this one. Dynamic taxidermy.
I love it.
Doesn't matter how much talent you have without coaching and discipline, you have a losing season. Absolutely. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's they got out coached today. And once again, I know it's hard for me to say this, especially because he was a coach at Auburn, but kudos to Gus Malzahn. He knows what he likes to do, and he can execute it. And he's got a guy in Thomas Castellanos who can execute it. Credit to Gus Malzahn for getting that done today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jermaine Mims says we should have hired Lane. The powers that be are too stuck in the 1900s and didn't hire him out of spite. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, and I'm not saying that Lane wouldn't do better, but I will say this: it's Lane lost to Kentucky at home last year
Embarrassingly.
with a roster that was littered with NFL talent
Yeah.
and a first round quarterback.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get what you're saying, Jermaine, and I'm not saying I disagree with you, but I do think it's important to remember that they lost a game at home to Kentucky. That was their only SEC win,
Yeah.
right? Am I not mistaken?
I think you're right. I think you're right.
And also they dropped a game at Florida too, and Florida was not a good football team last year either. So, I mean, what I'm saying is I'm not sure there's much of a difference between Kiffin and DeBoer and from that standpoint. Generic 1990 says DeBoer needs a lot more fire under him. He says at least Lane is willing to make a change. DeBoer does not. A change in what? I just need you to explain. I don't know what you mean by that.
Yeah, I was wondering about that myself because I don't think Ty did anything wrong to
Well,
put him
Ty
back
didn't
in
lose
there.
us the game.
No.
Now he didn't go win it for us,
No.
but he didn't lose it for us.
No.
But I mean, the defense allowed 3 scoring possessions in a row.
Yeah.
No, yeah, 3 scoring possessions in a row. They go up 7-0, and then Florida State went on a 17 straight points, and then they get a stop to open the third quarter, and then Florida State gets another. So Florida State went on a 24-0 run, where the defense didn't get they got one stop in 5 possessions.
That ain't gonna cut it.
That is not going to cut it.
Especially not with Georgia coming up in a few what, a month.
Georgia, like I said, I'm worried about Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Now
Wisconsin.
they may be terrible, I don't know, but and look, for all we know, I'm going to just kind of what is it sunshine pump for a minute.
Yeah.
Let's do it for just a second. I'm not saying I believe this, but what if Florida State's legit? I mean, what if Florida State turns out to they run the gauntlet, they win the ACC, and they're called. So what I'm saying is, let's say we get to the end of the season, and we're looking up, and FSU's a top 4 team, and in the college football playoff. It does change a little bit, but it doesn't change the fact that Alabama just looks so soft, especially on the lines of scrimmage.
Yep.
Gosh, did we miss Tim Keenan in the middle of that defense?
We did. Now, Stacey, I want to bring up a positive that as hard as it is. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me just.
Yeah.
I agree, Jermaine, but this is just DeBoer's second year. I mean, you rarely fire. I mean, you don't. Alabama finished with the top 10 defense last year in the country. You're not going to fire your defensive coordinator after finishing inside the top 10 defensively, and you're also returning 9 of the 11 starters. And he did replace the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, but
I see what you're saying, Jermaine. I mean, I see. I would say Kiffin just brings a different type of energy.
Yeah, I agree. But as hard as it is, let's look at a positive that I did see today. And all the talk with Jam being out, we knew we was probably going to see a lot of Richard Young and Daniel Hill. I'm very impressed with Kevin Riley.
Mm-hmm.
That dude runs with a lot of heart and a lot. He uses
With
his
Jam out, he
legs.
should be RB1,
I agree 100%. I mean, and I thought Richard Young looked really good a couple plays
especially
early
early
on.
on.
Yeah, but Riley in the second half, man, he looked totally different than the other guys out there. So
And he's the smallest of the bunch.
I know,
I mean,
but
he barely weighs over 190 pounds.
I know, but I was really impressed by that, seeing that. So we'll see how that shapes up the rest of the way going.
All right, keep the chat flying.
Hmm.
Want to hear every opinion, every thought, every concern, which is, I'm sure, plenty. Maybe even give, if you have something, from an optimistic standpoint that you want to point out, like Jake just did with, kind of the strong emergence of Kevin Riley. Give us those as well. We want to hear from you guys. We want to know what you guys think, and just kind of discuss that with you guys here. And uh, as we just kind of soak in our disappointment and embarrassment. And I think I saw, what was it? Something about, it's the most or the first time, and I forget how many years, that Alabama gave up a touchdown on the opening drive of the first game of the season.
Yeah,
It was like the first time in forever.
and I think I saw something too about 23 straight open
Yeah.
wins. That's now we got to start a new streak next year.
Mm.
But
There's too many first in the wrong direction over
oh,
over the last two seasons, Jake. And
yep,
we chalked up a lot of last year to a transition year, which I do think that's legitimate.
yeah,
But there was no excuse in this game
no,
to look the way they did in the trenches.
yeah,
All we've heard about from the coaching staff and from people who have been able to be at practice or seen some of the scrimmage was just how physical this team has looked in fall camp.
I didn't see
And
it.
I did not see that. I
No,
mean, the missed tackles on defense, Jake.
a ton of them.
Bray Hubbard missed a ton.
Yeah,
The inside linebackers, the three seniors, looked like they'd never played in a college football game ever.
I know. It was awful.
I, that's what's disappointing, Jake, is because it's not a question of talent. What were these guys coached throughout fall camp?
Right.
And
I don't know.
it's just disappointing. It's embarrassing. I'm at a loss for words. I'm not really sure how to take this game. It's always hard to come on here after a loss and try to figure out what's next for Alabama. But Jake, if I asked you the question of, you know, what's next for Alabama, I know they got La Monroe next week, but you know, just big picture wise, what needs to happen for this team this year?
We've talked about it ad nauseum. We've got to get more physical for sure in the trenches. And some of our defensive leadership has got to show up. I mean, I want to see, Lawson on a big third down play. The second down beforehand, he made a great tackle and made it like a 3rd and 1 when we need to get the ball back. Well, then they ran right into his lane, and he got ran over. So
Because he was hesitant, he was on his
yeah,
heels. He didn't
exactly.
attack the hole.
Yeah, he didn't. So we cannot be hesitant. We've got to hit those holes hard, and we just got to figure out why our kryptonite is running quarterbacks. We've had that issue for a while now. We just cannot stop a running quarterback.
You're right. You're right. Hey,
Yeah,
let it fly.
let it fly.
This is a safe space. Is that what they call them these days? Um, Feel free to vent. Uh,
Yeah,
it's
that's why
oh,
we
it's
do these.
yeah, it's highly disappointing, guys, and I know you're disappointed too. Now look, and I tweeted this out earlier. Remember, Alabama fans, it is a long season. Now
Yep.
look, that could be good or that could be bad, but it
Yeah.
is a long season. There's still 11 more regular season games to go. Um, but if some serious changes are not made at the line of scrimmage on each side of the ball, I just don't. see how they're going to beat the good teams, Jake.
Yeah, got to get pressure on the quarterback. There was no pressure today when he dropped back and passed
No.
it for like two or three times.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm trying to think, Jake, and
Mm,
I don't want to just smash the panic button.
yeah,
Oh, sorry,
yeah,
you
yeah,
hit it.
yeah,
Yeah, we brought
yeah,
that up earlier. He's got to catch the ball. He was worried about getting hit when he come across the middle of the field. And
yeah,
look, if you're worried about getting hit when you're playing football, you don't need to play football.
yeah. He didn't look like that last year.
Yeah,
I mean,
Germ was great. Now, Germ
Germ.
Bernard was fantastic.
Yeah, he was.
He was
He was.
fantastic. Nothing to complain about there. I mean, the truth is, he's probably our best player.
Yeah, honestly.
I,
Hmm.
After one game, Jeremy Bernard is our best player.
Yeah. Horton, I think, had some injury issues, or in the game,
Hmm.
so he was kind of limited. But and another positive, looked like Rico Scott has really turned out to be a cute runner or wide receiver number 4. He looked really good. A lot of thing about him a few years. I think last year he had some drop issues. Everything that was in his zone, he pretty much called. I think there was one on that touchdown pass that was kind of out of reach for him that he didn't get. But other than that, I'm impressed with Rico Scott as well.
Yeah, see, that's what's disappointing, Jake, is there's so much talent on this team, and I tweeted something else earlier that the current state of the Alabama program is just so strange right now
It
because
is.
they're still recruiting like vintage Alabama. Their roster looks like a vintage Alabama team,
Mm-hmm.
but they're playing like Mercer.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Do not
And
understand it.
look, there's no way around it. That is coaching, Jake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's coaching. And I don't want people to get the wrong idea that I'm ready to fire DeBoer. I'm not.
a lot of
Um,
people are.
yeah, and I get it. I get
I
it.
understand, but
I
it's
understand because when you get whipped on the line of scrimmage, that is a extremely bad sign.
and who's to say that they they take this and fits the season. And who'd say Alabama doesn't go on a run? They look better next week. They look better at Georgia. They may still lose that game, but at least they're more competitive and make it more of a competitive game. They go to Missouri. It seems like Alabama is scripting out also is playing on the road. Maybe they go to Missouri and whip Missouri, look better in that game. And at the end of the season, it's another 9-3 season. Of course, I don't know if 9-3 would be good enough and happy for some Bama fans, but I'm fine with a 9-3 season because 9-3, you're going to be right around that playoff, conversation.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up the rest of Alabama's
Go ahead.
schedule for this year
Yeah,
and try to get it, kind of pulled up where we can see it. Um,
I want to say this real quick. Kevin Riley had 5 carries, 31 yards. That's 6.2 yards per carry. I'd take that every single run. I don't know why we didn't give him to him more. He should have at least, especially the way he was playing, he should have had at least 15 carries.
mhm. I do want to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Maybe. I mean, it very
look,
well could be.
and look. I don't want to be a sunshine pumper because if I want to be brutally honest with y'all,
Mm-hmm.
what I saw today has me worried for the simple fact that they just got completely out physical. That worries me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but we have to also remember it's an extremely long season.
Yep.
Maybe it's the wake up call they needed, and maybe FSU is freaking legit.
Who knows?
I mean, they got redshirt seniors starting all across that team. So it's wild. Um, let me go. Hopefully, everybody can see the schedule here. Jake, as we run down the schedule, I mean, let's just the for sure wins are Law Monroe and Eastern Illinois, and then everything else is
It's
hold your
pretty much
breath.
in there. Yeah. Especially after that performance. But
Yeah,
now,
we're probably being a little dramatic because we are in the moment, and Katie
mm,
says Alabama looks like they're in trouble. Yeah,
mm,
that's yeah for
right,
sure.
right. Yep.
And but looking at that schedule, Jake, like I said, outside of Law Monroe and Eastern Illinois, it's hard to be like, yeah, Alabama's going to win that one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
After
Right.
what they look like today,
Right. I guess the positives is you get Vandy at home, you get Tennessee at home, you get LSU at home, and you get Oklahoma at home.
hmm
Other than that, you know, grab your popcorn, baby, as Lane Kiffin would say.
yeah, I mean, you have to win all your home games
Mm-hmm.
because you still have one, two, three, four road games remaining.
Yeah, and they're not easy road games at all,
No,
by no stretch.
no.
Not the way Missouri looked the other night, for sure. And I have said, and we got banged up too, yeah. And I have said, I've probably said on this show, and I've said it on several others, but that Missouri game, I have said is a trap game because it's following a revenge game and the Vandy game. Then it's the week or two before the Tennessee game, which is another revenge game, and it's an 11 o'clock game, which I don't think any college team out there plays good on 11 o'clock games. So it's very, very, yeah. Look at that right there. Team 230 yards rushing.
I mean, that's the ball game right there.
It
And then look
is.
at ours over here.
That's that's sad. We can't even get 100 yards in freaking rushing.
Well, when your running back, the most your carries a running back had is 9.
Mm-hmm.
What do you expect?
Right. Mm. Mm. Yeah,
Well,
that's
I'm
better.
not sure what firing the staff tomorrow would solve for this year.
Yeah, we got to do something about this year because we still got a lot of games to play, as Stacy mentioned.
A
But
lot a lot
something's
of
got to change.
football to be played, but something
Something.
something has to change on how physical they play on the line of scrimmage because what they're doing right now is not going to work.
No,
You're not going to beat the good teams, Jake.
absolutely not.
I don't really know anything else to add, Jake. They look soft at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Poor tackling on defense. Um, Offensively, not getting the push you need, both in the running game uh, and in pass protection. Too many drop passes. Ty was off target on a couple throws. Um, so it's just a very poor performance, Jake, to start the year. And,
Mm-hmm.
it could be a case, like we mentioned, that Florida State's legit. And maybe this Alabama team's going to take some time to find their groove. But, next week you got Law Monroe. You should be able to take care of business at home. You get Wisconsin at home the next week. And we got to regroup in that bye week and get ready for Georgia. So, if Alabama can get to the Georgia game, 2-1, and getting some key players back like Tim Keenan and Jam Miller,
Yep.
then maybe you can go on a little bit of a run. Maybe you find that whatever it is inside of you to play more physical. Whatever, I don't know what it is. Maybe they find something, but there's still a lot of football to be played, and anything can happen. There's still a lot of talent on this roster to get things turned around. Just gotta coach better, gotta execute better, and that's what it comes down to.
Hmm. I think a lot of that had to do with the ending of last year outside the Oklahoma game. It seemed like the second half of the season they played a lot better.
Yeah, the
And
last 7 games
yeah,
they only gave up 13 points a game. That's why he's back.
right. And honestly, it was the defense that that should have won us that Tennessee game, but our offense was just anemic. Because the defense forced 3 turnovers on our own side of the field, and the offense just goes anemic in those situations. And so, but other than that, outside of the Oklahoma game, the defense to finish the last 7 games looked really, really good. And I was actually hoping, again, bringing back 8 or 9 of the 11 starters off that team, they should have looked a lot more disciplined and a lot more angrier than what they did today, and they were just soft as all get out.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, they were completely unprepared. Trina,
Yeah.
shout out to Trina, a member of the Tide Talk Live family. Thank you, Trina, for all your
Thank you,
support.
Trina. Appreciate it.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
completely unprepared on the defensive side of the ball, and I thought that maybe I wasn't shocked that Florida State scored the first time they had the ball.
Right.
That did not surprise me. What
Hmm.
surprised me is that entire first half, the Alabama defense was super soft, not aggressive, and
Hmm.
playing on their heels.
Right.
They didn't make any kind of adjustment until halftime.
Yeah.
And so that it's just that's what's frustrating, man.
I I'd rather get beat by being aggressive than get beat by being hesitant.
Yes.
And we got beat being hesitant. It was just garbage.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
Anything else you want to add, Jake, before we wrap it up?
I think we've hit everything on the head as much as we can. We've got to play better in the trenches. Um, we've got to get more physical. We can't play scared on defense. Offense got some things to clean up. Ryan Grubb, you talked a lot in the offseason about how the previous teams have not in years past didn't run the ball. Well, you gave up on the run in the second quarter on, and that hurt. Um, and I think Ty is going to be okay. He's got some things to clean up as well, but this team I think can move the ball vertically once everything gets into place. So we'll see how it goes.
Hey, this is a
Yeah,
great point.
yeah,
I mean,
good point.
not sure,
Yeah,
not sure why you play these. I mean, I want to play them because I'm a competitor, but
right.
logically, it doesn't make much sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, losing Ryan is tough. I did just get notification that he did suffer a concussion in the ball game.
yeah.
So that stinks.
Just don't let him. Keep him out of ULM. Keep him out of Wisconsin. I don't think we'll need him for those two games. Let him get 100% healthy for Georgia.
Yeah, and you can't play around with concussions anyway.
No, no. That's why I think they didn't put Jaden Roberts even though he got cleared,
Hmm.
and because concussions can turn bad on these kids if not properly healed correctly. So we want everybody with concussion like symptoms to be 100% you know healed before they get back on the field for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna wind the show down, but what I want everybody to do is make sure you do hit the like button. That doesn't mean you liked what Alabama did today on the football field.
No,
It just means you like Jake and myself. So, and if you
right.
like us, smash that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We certainly appreciate all the support we've received so far, and just look forward to continue to do this throughout the college football season. Win or lose, we're going to be here. Um, and it's hopefully we're in a better mood more times than not. And I don't know, Jake. I tell you what, before we head out, thank you, Trina, too. Yeah, and make sure everybody hits that share button so our channel gets shared with more Bama fans. What I want everybody to do, Jake, I want you to say it, but everybody in the live chat, I want you to do it, and everybody watching the post live stream, jump in the comments and do it. Give me a one word response to you. Okay, let's give me a comment or a chat, whatever, here in the live. What does Alabama need to do next week? It can be one word, it can be a quick sentence, just real quick, live in the chat. What do you want to see Alabama do better next week? Jake, the floor is yours.
Uh, be more physical. Period. End
Yeah.
of story. Be more physical in the trenches. Done.
I think that's going to be the almost unanimous
Yeah.
choice here for everybody, and that's what I would say too. And I'll add to this, Jake. Can we please be aggressive on defense?
Please. Yeah.
Just be aggressive.
Trina. Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
I
show
love
up.
this. Show
Absolutely,
up.
show up, man.
Yes.
I don't get it, Jake. I really don't.
Yep. Don't do no talking this week. If media asks, say Don't just say I'm not going to talk about it. Don't say we're going to let our play show up on the field because it didn't today at all.
Well, and I'm still waiting on them to address disrespect accordingly.
I know because it
If
didn't
that's their
happen
way
today.
of handling disrespect, good Lord.
Yeah, we're in trouble. They need to play grounded. Yeah.
Too many miscues, too many mistakes. And I know people were hammering James Smith for the late hit that he was called for, but and usually I can't stand that kind of stuff, but I got to give him a little bit of a break. He was already falling down
Right.
towards the quarterback before he was even on the quarterback was even tackled. So like, I mean,
It
what's
was
the
like
300-pounder supposed to do?
yeah,
Houdini himself not to fall when he's
yeah.
already going that way?
I like to see 300 pounds not fall.
I mean, it's like asking a tree not to fall after an axe has fell on it.
right. Yeah, yeah. There were some things that I'm not going to say the
Yeah, I mean,
official play, but
yeah, I mean
it
that
is what
didn't
it
that
is.
didn't that didn't cost
No,
Alabama the game. Alabama
no.
being soft as
Hmm.
Charmin paper
Yeah,
is what cost them the game.
yeah. It's embarrassing. It
Look,
definitely is embarrassing.
the offense. This is my final thoughts. I know we've been trying to get out of here for 10 minutes. My final thoughts: the offense needs to be better, but at least the offense has the excuse of starting a guy who's never started a game in college football at quarterback,
Yeah.
having to play with a backup running back, having to play with your backup right guard.
Hmm.
They at least have what I would call an excuse. What's the
Right.
defense's excuse? They got everybody freaking back.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
know TK was out today, but that's what's disappointing. I'm
And
not even mad.
yeah.
I never even got mad once during the game because when I saw that Florida State was just the more physical team,
Yeah.
I mean,
Kind
it's
of you.
Katie bar the door, Jake.
No, you can't.
And that's why I put in the video title soft in
Hmm.
all caps with an exclamation point
Yeah.
because that's what they look like today. Now, the good news is it's a 12-game season. You have 11 games to prove yourself.
Yeah.
It's time to put up or shut up if you're Alabama, if you're Coach DeBoer, if you're Coach Womack, if you're Coach Grubb, and if you're those players on that roster. If you don't want this feeling again, show up. You have the talent. Show up. Thank you for adding that dynamic taxidermy. That's what we're going to end the show with. Show up. Hey, look, we showed up.
We did.
We showed up after this game. We're
Mind
here.
bender.
Uh, yeah. Hey,
Right
they
now
did
they
not.
are.
Right now, they are severely overrated. I'm not afraid to say that. Thank you, Trina.
Hmm.
All right,
Yeah.
Jake. That's going to wrap it up. No sense in prolonging our
Misery.
misery. uh, yeah, dynamic with some really good comments tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Exactly.
joining us, and please make sure we always do this. We're going to be doing this hopefully after every game. Dynamic, so make sure you join us.
Hmm.
Yeah, that yeah.
I know.
Uh, got a Knowles fan.
Go no sucker.
Hey, congratulations,
Congratulations.
congratulations! Y'all whooped our butt,
And
man.
yeah, and I was on my other show, and I said I respect the Knowles, and I really want you guys to get back to prominence because
Me too.
college football is a lot better when Florida State is at the top of the game.
I mean, when we were
So,
kids, Jake,
oh
that
my gosh,
FSU was the
yes,
real deal under Coach Bowden.
absolutely, yeah. I mean, a lot of teams, we looked up to Bowden because he was just so good,
And I want
and
them in the SEC.
I do too. I mean, that just makes the SEC that much
Maybe
better.
maybe after Gus Malzahn is gone,
Yeah, I don't want to play him every single year,
he
but
needs to take a head coaching job after this year.
how about we
Please do
just
not come to Tuscaloosa next year, Gus.
yeah? How about we just? I want to end it on this, Stacy. How about unless they're in the SEC now, like we can't get away from Florida, but quit scheduling schools in Florida to play because we got USF on the board next year, and they wrecked their opponent last week or this weekend. I mean, what do we do? Good gosh, we got to quit scheduling South Florida teams
Yeah, because it
in
always
college football.
freaking rains. One thing
Yeah, that's true.
Rick and Bonnie. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier. Rick
Yeah.
and Bonnie, if you're just joining us, I said I'm not sure we beat Wisconsin right now.
I'm not going to take the spread on that for sure.
Well, and you can't. The sad thing is you're not going to be able to take much from next week anyway.
Right. Yep.
All right, guys. I think we're done.
Yeah, I think.
Unless anybody has another great live chat response that we'll put up and discuss for a second, we're going to wrap it up. I guess I'm going to try to eat some supper if my stomach can handle it. But
I'm glad we're off Monday. I get to wallow in my sorrows in
ooh,
a few more days before I have to go to
ooh,
work and hear it.
ooh,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Mm.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back. I don't know when we'll be back for our ULM preview and prediction show, but we'll be back here in a couple days to do that.
Yep.
But thank you so much for watching us. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting our show. We greatly appreciate that. Look forward to getting back into some Alabama football talk, even if it's with a somber look on our face. We're going to be here to do it. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well, and leave us a 5-star written review there. We would greatly appreciate it. For Stacey Blackwood, that's Jake Thomas. This is Tide Talk Live. We'll see you real soon. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.